Hello everyone, my name is Fabian Sigala and today I'm going to be presenting chapter number 1, an overview of organizational behavior. Okay, so first we need to know organization behavior, which is basically trying to understand the behavior that a person or someone has in one organization that they're working for. Basically, it is essential for us to understand the behavior of the person, but at the same time, we need to understand the environment because that's critical. As we can see in the picture, the organization itself is important, but also the interface that the individual and the organization have. And of course, that's when the human behavior will come when it comes to the organizational setting. Like I say here in the picture, we can see how everything is correlated in this situation. Okay, when it comes to managers, it is really essential for a manager to understand the behavior of those who are working for the organization. But of course, also it's essential for them to understand the background of the individuals that are working. And that's why the book talks about global mindset, which is basically the ability to influence people. But how can you influence people if you don't know their background, you don't know their culture? Like a lot of people will appreciate that you understand their backgrounds, that you know where they're coming from, and in that way you can get the best response from the individuals that are working for the organization. So global mindset, I think, is something essential for a manager because you need to be able to influence those people, but to be able to do that you need to gain the respect from them, and knowing their background is a really good way to accomplish that. Okay, so far we know the managers need to have a kind of like a style that helps the organization to approach their goals. We agree to that, but also we need to understand that not everything is about the internal situations that happen in the organization. Of course, the manager is making sure that everything goes fine in the organization, but there are external factors that they also need to be working with to make sure the organization is working perfectly. And of course, we can say as an example, like that they don't, like a construction company, if they don't have the supplies they need, they won't be able to be working. That's the same here. The manager needs to make sure that everything the organization needs is there for them. So that's why we're going to be talking about basic management functions. And we have four of them. For the managers, they have four basic functions that they work from, which is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. So we're going to be describing those. Okay, so first we have planning. Basically, planning is what the organization is desiring to the future. Maybe the goals, basically. What are the goals of the organization and how do they expect to accomplish those goals? That's basically what planning it is. You're planning to do this goal, but how are you going to do it? How are you going to get there? That's basically what planning is. Okay, the next one is organizing, and that's basically designing the jobs. Basically giving responsibilities to the people that is working in the organization. You're gonna be working on this, you're gonna be working on that, making sure that everyone is working to accomplish the same goal. That's basically what organizing is. Okay, and the third one is leading, and we don't need to go that far for this one. This one is basically making sure that all the people in the organization is working together, keep them motivated. And so that's basically leading. You need to make sure everything is working fine, but also you need to give motivation to those working for the organization. Okay, and we have the last one, which is controlling, and that's basically just looking at the actions that are happening during the process of the organization to accomplish their goals. Are those actions actually like working for the organization? They need to be modified, they need to be changed or removed. That's something that you need to do in this step when controlling the situation. Control what is happening in the organization and make sure that everything is working. Okay, and then we have the critical management skills, which basically they are necessary to carry the functions and fill fundamental roles. And there is four of them as well. The first one is technical skills. That's basically something essential to be able to complete tasks between the organization. An example can be a manager who is teaching the approaches and everything that the new employee needs to know. So basically, he's training the new employees. So you need to have those technical skills to be able to show to other people and to help them to learn. We also have the interpersonal skills. That's basically communicate, understand, and motivate people. We know that if you know how to communicate and how to treat other people, how to interact with other people, it's going to be more easy for you to accomplish and to make sure that the interactions that you have are working towards the organization's goals. We have the conceptual skills, which is basically to the book describes it as a big picture because it's knowing what the purpose or what do you want for the organization. And a manager with this, if he knows how to put the big picture, how do they want to accomplish this, it's gonna be really easy for them to accomplish the organization goals. Or basically saying, if there is an obstruction here, how can I remove that obstruction? That's what basically conceptual skills are, because he has the picture of what he wants for the organization. But obviously, in the way, there are going to be obstacles and stuff that needs to be removed out of the way to accomplish that. So that's what basically it is, making sure that you know where you want to go. And like I mentioned it before, how are you going to get there, basically. But you need to be able to use that to remove anything that is blocking the situation. Diagnostic skills, it helps the managers, like I say, with solutions. It helps them understand what is the problem there, what is blocking it. So like I say before, conceptual skills, yeah, it puts you the big picture and you're gonna have those issues, but you need to have those diagnostic skills to see what the problem is and how to fix it. So we can say conceptual skills and diagnostic skills, they are correlated between each other because they need one and they need the other to be able to work together. Okay, so at this point, I have talked about the main points of the chapter, and I feel that it's essential to understand the behaviors between the organization. That's true. But also, we need to understand the behaviors between the managers. I think the behaviors that the managers show to their employees, to the people that is working for the organization, has a lot to do with their behavior. And that's why I decided to read this article, the relationship between managers' goal setting styles, and subordinates goal commitment. What did I decide to look into this article? Because it has a correlation with the chapter. Because of course the chapter is focusing on the ways the managers see the behaviors between the organization, but I feel that we also need to focus between the managers' behaviors because that has a lot to do with the organization and the people that is working for. The article talks about four styles of managers, which is the directive, deliberative, hostile, and complacent. The deliberative managers, they're perceived as the democratic goal settings. Basically, what it means is they ask the people who's working for them for feedback on how they should set the goals and how they want to complete those goals. So basically, the people that are working for these type of managers feel that they can provide the feedback and it's going to be taken into consideration. Then after we have the directed managers, these are known as the force managers because they want to get to the results. What I mean is they set the goals and they set the ways that they're going to accomplish those goals and they never ask for feedback. So basically they have the ability also to convince the people that that's the best way to do it and that's how it's supposed to be done. Then we have the complacent managers, which I think is the worst style. Personally, I think it is because this one is basically the managers that doesn't really care about how you accomplish the goals, and that's something that I don't think is good because you need to have leadership in that situation. So basically, these ones they don't really care about how you do it; just get it done, and I think that's an issue sometimes. And then for last, we have the hostile managers. I think that these ones are kind of like the worst because they're the ones that always want to be right, and they think they're right, and they will do anything to prove you wrong and misrepresent facts. And sometimes they're also like taking basically like making ridiculize the persons that are trying to give him feedback by saying, okay, you don't know what you're talking about, so this is the way it's supposed to be. So they're the ones that are like the careless, and they're the coldness. They don't show feelings at all when telling you things. So that's the four styles. The purpose of the article basically is to find out which manager style is better. And the results that they got is was that the Liberty was the best. Why? Because okay, they have like a democratic thing where you have leadership. That's the most important thing here. So you have leadership. You have someone that set the goals, someone that is looking to see what exactly they need to accomplish those goals. But also you're providing, letting people provide feedback, which is important when you're working with other people, because the it's not only about being a leader. Also, by being a leader, you need to take into consideration suggestions that maybe will help you to accomplish the goal better and faster. And that's good because by receiving the feedback from your people that is working for you, you're giving motivation to them. And that's something that the article is addressing, the types of manager styles that there is, and which one is the more effective. And of course, like they say, the best one is the Liberty because it lets you provide feedback to the manager, and that's why I say that this article was good for this chapter, because I know the chapter focuses a lot into the manager looking at the behaviors of the organization. But we need to remember, and it's essential to know, if you ever are going to be a manager, a director, you need to understand yourself first, because the behavior you show to the people that is working for you, that's going to have a lot of impact on those for that are working for you. So that's why I think this chapter and this article go together in hand, because the book is talking about the manager looking at the behaviors, but this article is looking at the behaviors of those managers. So I think it complements each other. So that's all from my part. I hope that you like it, and I will be posting the questions. Thank you.